What's up, everybody? We just had a large Bitcoin dump, and it basically wiped out a ton of long holders, in my opinion. A lot of people were so bullish on Bitcoin, and it dumped from 10,146 to about $8,600. That's a $1,500 dump, and that's on a 5-minute candle. We could break it down in a minute candle. And this all basically happened in less than you can see in less than 2 minutes, because this is 1 minute and this is the next minute. Crazy. We're going to look at Bitcoin, some signals, check multiple time frames using MSR as well to see if it's long, short. If you used MSR right there, you caught the short at a really bad time. I traded on the 15-second, so that short at 10,155 would have been amazing. Right now, there's a no trend. That was a dirty signal, dirty dump. So let's get right into this. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment if you haven't done already. I'm going to post this in the Discord so we can get some people up in this. Just 1 second. Done. So let's get right into it. Yeah, we got a lot of volume coming in right now. So my analysis yesterday, I posted like a big Bitcoin buy signal because I saw the monthly candle close as a 2. And when we had a 2/1, you can see here it took off. You can see here it took off. And you can see here, this was like early 2016, where we just went into that bull run and we just didn't stop. So right now, it looks like we put in like a perfect, lower high. And I'm going to break it down on multiple time frames, and then we're going to look at time frames where there's signals, because this was a perfect buying opportunity. You could have got the perfect short or the perfect buying opportunity, or you could have got both. So this is what I posted yesterday. This is what we're looking to break. On the weekly, we were looking to break about 10,000. It was this line right here that I was looking to break. You can see that about right under 10,000, just breaking that 5-digit psychology and trading up top of it would have meant a lot for Bitcoin. So now that we've kind of broke, so I'm going to show you guys the daily and go back to the weekly. We broke above that 10 grand. You can see here, heavy resistance here as well. Resistance here as well. We broke above it, and I'm like, okay, that's the first resistance that I'm looking to break. The next one would be 10.5. That's the high of the year. When we break the high of the year, I thought we are going to keep going to 11K, 12.3K. Those are my next targets. But we broke down fairly quick. We broke above 10K, and we retraced everything and more, almost double this whole candle, this whole daily candle yesterday. Going back to the weekly, and then we'll keep breaking it down. So on the weekly, this is 100% what I expected. I've been posting it in the Discord. I've been posting it in the videos all day. 100% this is what I expected. On the TD sequential, for you to get a 9 sell like we do have now, the 8 or 9, for it to be, a more preferred sell, you would want the price, the high of the day, the high of the week, because this is a weekly candle, to be higher than these candles, than the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th week. 8 didn't do it, so I knew 9 was going to get a push, and that would be like a perfect 9 sell. This looks like a perfect place for a lower high, as you can see here on a market. With market structure, you're looking for higher highs and higher lows on an uptrend, and lower lows and lower highs on a downtrend. So this looks like a perfect place to thrust it up, couldn't hold this $10,000 area, and is breaking down. This is what I think market makers want you to see. And now on the monthly, this could have looked like a double top. This was my analysis, that we would get to this price, 10,400, and then we would look like a double top, and a ton of shorters would come in. In doing so, it would give us the weekly 9, which we have right here, and it would induce a ton of shorters to come in right here, to come in and to kind of activate their positions, and then maybe we break the top here. So this is what I'm kind of looking at. On the Lucid, on the 8-day, it's been amazing. You can just see. sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. And it's still a buy on the 8-day. And let's move down to the daily. We already did the daily. I'm going to just delete that. I'm going to take the Lucid SAR off. And you can see on the daily that we just came to test the 50-day moving average. So this was an amazing day buy on the daily. And if we break it down on the 4-hour, you can see that this was even a better buy because we're long on the 4-hour. And we're buying on the 200 EMA as many times as you can. We rebought here, rebought here, rebought here, rebought here, rebought here, and then it's provided us an entry to buy back here. You can see it broke down the 50 and 200 moving day average, but quickly retraced over the 200 week or the 200 EMA, and it's just under the 50. So I'm hoping this breaks up and this kind of just fills back up. This was like a huge retrace. I'm going to take a look on the daily and take the MSR off. We had a huge retrace. We're kind of still holding this, if I do it from, let's say, candle to candle, maybe from this candle to that candle, we're still holding this uptrend. We definitely are still holding this uptrend. If I take the weekly, I'm just looking for points of like reversal. So if I go on the 2-week, if we break this point right here, then this is like, okay, are we going to reverse? Are we going to start coming down? Was this the lower high? So that would be 8,100. It would be this low. So that's 8,160. If it breaks 8,160, the trend could be reversing, and or the long-term trend, the 2-week high is 2-week low has been broken, and now maybe going the other way. So definitely like a very tricky area when Bitcoin comes in like the 9 to 10K range. It's a hard spot. I feel like there's a ton of manipulation, and basically you got to really watch out when you're trading. You got to really watch out and make sure you're using your stops regardless of what system you're trading. Like I said, I've been using the MSR, and if you want to reach out and find out what signals are at the time, I can definitely share that with you. They've been pretty spot on. And look, these are the re-entry spots. Short here, re-enter, take profits, go long here, re-enter where we can. You get whipsaw signals. You're not going to win every trade. And if somebody tells you you're going to win every trade, then you're crazy. No one causes the drop so rapidly. I don't know what caused the dump so rapidly. I think that this is my analysis, is that if I take the MSR off, it's $10,000 has been a hard range for us, a hard price point for us to break. It's like that 5-digit psychology, and you can see that this is like clearly a downward channel. This is a downward move all the way from 2019, and we can even pull this back and do it, all the way back from 2017, our local high, or our all-time high, not our local high. So in a downtrend, you're seeing like this is a lower high, lower low, you know what I mean? Lower low, lower high, lower low. And this is just being, I think this could be definitely a lower high. We're maybe not out of this big downward channel. If I take a parallel channel and I make it more visible for you, you might see what I mean. You see, this is going down. So a lot of people are thinking that we may end up, just testing this. We may activate breakout traders. It may look like this is what happened here. I thought that 10K, if we break it, I had 2 spots, 10,000, then our all-time, our yearly high, which was right here, 10,500. If we broke that, we were going to go to 12K. But we haven't been able to break this and trade. As soon as we can break this level and trade above it, I believe we're going to go to 10K, 12K pretty easily. And this is the fibs that I'm using. So if we go on the weekly, I'll leave that line. You got a big sell right here. I'm going to take the fibs and do it from here. This is the next point we need to break. And if we could break that, these are my targets. First target would be first target would be 12.3, about 12.5. And then second target would be this right here. Would be 14,100. And that would be testing this price right here. So these are the ultimate places I'm looking for Bitcoin to push back. And if we can break above them, we would definitely potentially be starting our all-time highs, our bull market into the newest all-time highs. So that's kind of the spots I'm looking for in Bitcoin. And this is where my fib's taking me right here. So if we can hold this uptrend right here and we don't break like the 2-week low, which is $8,100, which was right here. If we don't break this, which looks like a lot of, it's a pretty crucial trend line. You can see here, it got rejected, broke above it, used it as support, broke above it, look at it broke down here, it got rejected here, and now it's trading above it. So I could potentially see another swing low to 8,000, 8160 right here, and then a move high. This is my bullish scenario. That's kind of my bullish scenario on Bitcoin. This was a pullback that was needed. We had the post having, drop that everybody kind of was expecting, because that's what happened with every other, having 30% down, approximately some sideways trading. And now it looks like with the state of the world that we're in, with, the riots and Corona, I think that Bitcoin is becoming more of a better, I don't want to say investment, but it's becoming more of a sound money for people. People are realizing how powerful it is. It's unconfiscatable in times like this. It's definitely a great asset to put your money in, definitely. So, it is super volatile. That's why if you're trading it, I would recommend some stop losses. But if you're just investing and you're doing dollar cost average, you can't go dollar cost averaging. You really can't go wrong. We did an article on dollar cost averaging and your profits. So right now I'm going to go over these signals. That's what I think most of you guys want to see. So that's what we'll do. On the 4-hour, we've been long since 7,300. We're still long. This was a perfect buy right here. This was a perfect buy. And this is where I would be buying 9,000. If you didn't get a buy in 9,000, then you're a bit late. And would I recommend buying on top of the 50 moving EMA? I would wait, because you can see that the profits, they're not bad. It's a couple $100 and it could take off, but you'll have definitely more gains if you be patient enough and you wait for the 200 moving average. So you can see here, when we clicked off the 200 moving average, we got about 22% on that trade, from 8,000 to 9,900. And if you're using leverage on Bitmex, which some of you guys are doing, what I'm doing as well, I'm using leverage on Bitmex. These trades are amazing. And you can see here another retest, which would be a buy. This is coming into the beach. This is the beach area. And then this is our stop loss. So you can see here that it's never actually hit our stop loss. And it's been grinding up from 7,300, and our stop loss is $1,000 over that buy signal. And you can see here, this was the last short signal as well, from 8,800 to 4,200. This would have been your re-entry at the 200 moving so when it's short and the moving averages are moving down, you'd be taking shorts then. But when we're long and it's a buy and moving averages are pointing up, you'd be buying off the 200, not shorting off the 200. So it's definitely a great strategy. And then you can see the visuals for the stop losses and things like that. So that's the 4 hour. I believe the 1 hour is still long. Actually, it's no trend right now. That broke it down. These are the time frames that I'm, the 15 minutes probably not the best either. I will change some settings. Yeah, you see, the 15-minute has been long for quite some while, from 9,300. It's been long from 9,300 all the way until we tested 10,400. And if you did enter 9,300 and you followed this as a stop loss, then you'd actually be still in profit. But I take profits along here, take profits along here. This would have been a re-entry, take profits, re-entry. If it comes into my ocean, I'll double down. Like if it comes into here, I'll start doubling down. And you can see this green line right here. This is kind of my, absolute stop. If we break this and we start trading under it, you see we broke it right here. And then the zones shifted, but we're not trading under this. So I looked at a few different spots before exiting my trade, so if I was long here and this broke down on me, because like I said, you're not going to win every trade and not every trade is going to go in your favor. I went long here on the 3 minute. I'm going to show you, and I took a losing trade. It is what it is. Not going to win all of them, but you limit your losses to 2%, and then your wins could go up to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%, depending on your lot sizing. But you limit your trades. You really just end them at a quick loss. So you can see here, I tried to buy, and I stepped outside, which was my problem. So I missed this 3 minute buy. This was at 7 a.m. And then I tried to put my entry right here at 10,100 area, and then it just broke me through. The trend stopped. I was stepped out. By the time I noticed, I was in a losing trade, because one, I stepped out, and two, the biggest candle had to come and hit me at the same time. But it's all right, because just this trade itself will cover this loss in 5x, for example. So you just have to follow your system and things like this. And I definitely think this was just a wick hunt low. This is going to, because you can see here, this literally took out all the stops on the 4 hour. Because if you're going long on the 4 hour, and I'll show you guys right here, if you went long right here, where would your stop loss be? If you went long on these candles, where would your stop loss be? Most people might put a stop loss at the end of the low of the candle, right? And when it starts to move up, let me get this brush, it starts to move up, and it's kind of out of this zone right here, and it starts to keep moving up. You know what most people do? They start to move their stop losses in profit, or they start taking profits, and they'll put their stop here and their stop here. And maybe they actually left their stops at their break even, at the low of the candle, and now this whole candle just wiped out everybody long. Literally, it wiped everybody long. I have the tool to see the figures, so I'm going to go do that after and see how many people got wiped out on this. So my suggestion is 4 hours still long. If you didn't get in here, which was a perfect entry, I would wait this candle out. I want to see what's happening. We retraced everything, and more, literally from this move a couple days ago or yesterday. But we've been trending up since March 13th. That's when March 12th was that large Corona dump. So we've been trending up. And in the 4 hour, I changed my settings actually. So those are garbage. I'll change my settings on the 4 hour. On the 3 minute and then the 15-second, I'll change my settings, because on the 3 minute and 15 seconds, I don't want to be playing too many signals. I just want to kind of do it on shorter time frames because it's already so quick. So if I go to the 15-second here, you'll see that the 15-second called the short at 10,155. 10,155, and now it looks like we're about to potentially go long here. So when I see 15-second go long, 4 hours long, and then I look at other time frames, then I'll give it more, leverage. I'll give it more weight. If the 3 minutes long, if the 5 minutes long, if the 15 minutes long, 4 hour, 1 hour, then yeah, I'm gonna take a nice trade. I'm gonna take a nice trade. And if they're all short, I'll go bigger on the short too. So I have a big screen and I just up top there and I just pay attention. I just, I never miss. I have all the time frames going. So that drop was nasty. I do think that it, wiped out longs. And I'm going to say this one last time. It wiped out longs, it induced short traders. Everybody's short. It confirmed a lot of short traders, and they're in profits right now. And I think we may see a straightaway move. Break the local high of the year, 10,551, and then just head to 12,000 and then test the high in 2019 at $13,911. And if that doesn't happen, this is the next scenario. Because I'm not going to just say we're going up. I have the next scenario. And that's just like this is going to be a nasty, a big, a huge shakeout, some sort of drop that I think market makers and whales are going to be trying to separate us from our Bitcoins. Maybe COVID, wave 2 comes, maybe these riots get more serious, and then they use this as an excuse to dump these markets. And so many people, I'm telling you guys, so many people went long because of this halving, and so many people bought Bitcoin at 9K, 10K, 8K, and we've held this region, we've held this zone above 8K, 9K, 10K for such a long time that I think it's allowed a ton of people to get into the markets before we blast off. You know what I mean? So I think that maybe the market makers or whales have another chance to take as many Bitcoins as they can, especially with what's going on with the world right now. They can definitely push it down, cause fear, get more sellers in, and keep pushing the price down, capture as many Bitcoins as they can until we blast off. So those are my two analysis. Either we break the top here, we keep going, or we see a rough shakeout for the next largest Bitcoin bull run. But aside from that, 4 hours long. That's what I currently trade: 4 hour, 15 minute, and then the 3 minute and 15 second. But 4 hour, amazing buy. If you were short on smaller time frames, that was a great short. Aside from that, I'll be doing my videos daily. I'll be doing live trading sessions as well, where we can trade, and people on YouTube could be trading and take part of the trades as well and see the signals, and we can get in on them together. So make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and if you guys have any questions, post them below. I will see you guys tomorrow.